Hello there. My name is Wadia Dafesh, and I am a professional life coach. My partners and I will guide you through this video on how we can help you achieve physical and financial success. Stay tuned.
Warning, not all water is created equal. We're about to expose what they don't want us to know about our drinking water. And more importantly, a solution to these problems. My name's Nolan and this is Wayne. We're hydration specialists that have been studying the positive and negative effects of water on the human body. We're working to spread the truth of what's in our tap water and help change people's lives. There's 5 main problems we're going to be going over today. The first one is that most of the water we drink is acidic. Second, there's harmful contaminants in our water. Third, there's pesticides on our fruits and vegetables that our tap water isn't washing off. Fourth, we aren't properly absorbing our water. And the fifth one is that plastic water bottles are destroying our planet. We've partnered with a company called Enagic. Enagic makes an ionizer called a Kangen water machine. This machine solves all 5 of the problems that I just went over. We're going to show you how this machine solves each problem one by one. The first problem is acidic water. For those of you who don't know, acidic water is anything below a 7 on the pH scale. And if your body gets too acidic, a ton of bad stuff can happen, including seizures, headaches, irregular heartbeat, and confusion. There's just a couple of the symptoms of acidosis. As you can see on the left, most things we eat and drink every day are acidic. Wine, chocolate, burgers, donuts, coffee, bread. You want to eat and drink the things on the right. Fruits, vegetables, and alkalized water. If your body is alkalized, then it's extremely hard to get sick and illnesses can't spread. It's kind of like an immune system booster. And there's been a lot of research done on this too. This is Dr. Otto Henrik Warburg, and in 1930 he won the Nobel Prize for his research on the relationship between oxygen and the pH of cancer cells. He reported that cancer has a low pH, as low as 6.0, and thrive when acid levels are high. His research also proved that cancer can't live in an oxygen-rich alkaline environment, a pH greater than 7. So what he's basically saying is if your body is acidic, cancer cells can easily survive and your chance of getting cancer is extremely high. But if your body is alkalized, then cancer cells cannot survive and your risk of cancer is essentially 0. I was blown away when I first learned this. So how do you alkalize your body? Since our bodies are up to 70% water, the easiest and quickest way to detox and alkalize your body is by drinking alkalized water. Makes sense, right? So how do you make alkalized water? Your Kangen machine will make unlimited amounts of alkalized water. After your tap goes through an antibacterial filter, it passes over 8 platinum-coated medical-grade titanium plates. The plates charge the water through a process called electrolysis. It separates the bad acidic water from the new, clean, alkalized water. And it tastes really good. We can't wait for you to try it. I want to show you how this works.
The thing I'm going to show you now is the pH. The reason why the pH is so important is because alkalinity is the epitome of health. We were born from an alkaline environment, and acidity is the breakdown of the human body, which causes all lifestyle-related illnesses, and when we die, our body decomposes, so we don't want acidity. Now here we go. I'm going to take these pH drops, means potential for hydrogen, which you can same thing as you're going to test your pool, and I'm going to place these drops in the water. We're looking for a purple color, because the purple is the color for alkalinity, and look what we have here. Boom, a bright, actual purple. Here we have aquafina, and as you see here, ooh, looks like a bright orange. We definitely don't want that. And as you see here, these right here are dark orangish red. And as you see here, this is something that you don't want to be drinking because it's very, very acidic. And as you see everything across the board, and this is what we call living water, dead water, and illness in the bottle. And actually watch what happens when I actually pour 9.5, which is the living water, in each one of these containers. It will actually alkalize all of the waters. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to alkalize our body from all the acidity it's taking in.
So you can see the machine solves problem number 1. Let's talk about problem number 2. There's harmful contaminants in our water. It's not just in Flint, Michigan. Every day, news articles pop up about the harmful contaminants that are found in our everyday drinking water. Here's just a few of them. America has a major lead in the water problem. According to the Natural Resources Defense Council, nearly 77 million Americans live in places where the water systems are currently in violation of safety regulations. The solution to this problem is the Kangen machine's double carbon antibacterial filter. This filter removes over 10 harmful contaminants found in our everyday drinking water, contaminants that most filters don't even touch. That includes lead, copper, arsenic, hydrogen sulfide, mercury, iron, chlorine, fluoride, rust, taste, odor, and a few more that are hard to pronounce. The Brita filter only removes 3 of them. This is the Kangen machine I have at home. As you can see, the filter is easily accessible and the machine is really smart. They actually clean themselves. Okay, so the machine solves problem number 1 and problem number 2. Now let's talk about problem number 3. There's pesticides on our fruits and vegetables that our tap water isn't removing. What farmers do to stop insects, pests, and weeds from destroying their crops is they spray pesticides, herbicides, and insecticides on the crops to protect them. They're so strong that the rainwater can't wash them off. But the problem is, since the rainwater can't wash them off, neither will your tap water. So you end up eating the harmful pesticides, herbicides, and insecticides every time you eat your produce, even if it's organic. And these pesticides are toxic for humans. The solution to this problem is the strong Kangen water. It has a pH of 11.5. It can emulsify oil and take all of the pesticides off of your fruits and vegetables. Let's see this in action.
There's over 100 applications this water can use, and I'm going to show you one when it comes to cleaning your fruits and vegetables. And the reason why it's so powerful to use is because what are sprayed on our fruits and vegetables? Poison, pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, suicides, homicides, the stuff that's going to kill you, right? And we don't want that on our fruits and vegetables because, it's harmful. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. Let's just say normally we're going to use tap water to clean your fruits and vegetables, but actually and what's in tap water? Fluoride, zinc, aluminum, arsenic, chlorine soaks right into your tomatoes and you end up eating it. But this time I'm going to use actual Aquafina, right? I'm going to pour it there, and then actually the best thing to actually use is Kangen water. Kangen water actually 11.5 is what you actually want to use. And also what it's going to do is I'm going to show you instantly how Kangen water is able to actually allow your body to emulsify and break down fat in your body, so you'll lose weight. Also, like for instance, when people say, cholesterol, but I don't want to talk about other testimonials. I'm going to actually show you the power of it. Now look what happens when I just do a couple swigs. And look what happens when I pour it. Look at the color of that. Look at the color of this. It's clear, meaning pesticides are still remaining on these tomatoes, but pesticides were washed off of these. Reason is pesticides are oil-based and water-resistant, so therefore it was unable to clean off the pesticides, which is the poison that's still remaining. But look at this. This is what you're eating every day. Now I'm going to show you how that was able to happen. I'm going to take actually oil. And as we know, oil and water do not what? They do not mix. Oil floats to the surface. That's why regular water, tap water, is unable to wash off the pesticides. But when you actually use Kangen water, I'm going to show you the power of it. Immediately when it mixes with oil, it emulsifies. It breaks up the oil. That's why it's able to wash off pesticides off your fruits and vegetables. That's why it's able to truly cleanse out the body. It will actually remove the pesticides off your fruits and vegetables, give you superior cleaning. You can use it for your pet stains, your floors, your carpet stains you can't get off. It's like the best cleaning agent that you can actually possibly use. And that's just one of the waters that this machine makes out of the set.
Okay, so the machine solves problem number 1, problem number 2, and now problem number 3. Your produce is going to taste so much better, I promise. Now let's talk about problem number 4. We aren't properly absorbing our water. A regular water cluster is about 20 molecules. Think of it like a bunch of H2O molecules all stuck together. Kind of like a bunch of grapes. And I want you to imagine this jug of water is a cell in your body. If you can get all the grapes in the jug, you'll have good hydration. And even a 4-year-old would pick them apart one by one and drop them in. If you try to cram them all in at the same time, it won't work. So what the Kangen machine does is it breaks down the cluster to about 1/5 of the size. It's called a microcluster. This allows for superior hydration. Let's see this in action.
Now I'm going to talk to you about the third property, which is very, very important. Remember, we don't want to look like a raisin, we want to look like a grape. We want to keep our body hydrated at the cellular level. A lot of times when people drink water or liquids, they're always feeling full, heavy, and bloated, so therefore they're not able to drink the amount of water they need for superior hydration, which is ounce per pound. Remember, just to actually keep the body maintained for hydration, doctors tell you 6 to 8 glasses a day, that's half an ounce per pound, but we actually, for therapeutic results, you need ounce per pound. But how can you do that when you're drinking liquids that are making you feel heavy, full, and bloated? When it comes to Kangen water, it's microclustered, meaning the molecules are very, very small. They're about 5 to 6 molecules. The cell can only handle 7. When it comes to all these other beverages, they're anywhere from about 50 to 250 molecules, which cannot penetrate at the cellular level, where the body can only handle 7. So let me show you to explain it, because I'm a visual guy. Here we have green tea. How do you normally make green tea at the house? You usually have to take hot water, right? Because when you boil hot water, what happens? You're actually shrinking the molecules of the water. That's why when you boil water, it starts to evaporate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Voss, some regular bottled water. I'm going to pour it into this cup with the green tea. Am I going to get any tea? Absolutely not. Why? Because the water hasn't been boiled. Therefore, the molecules of the water haven't been shrunk. So as you see here, it's not able to penetrate the tea bag. But I'm going to take the same tea bag now, and I'm going to use actual Kangen water, because Kangen water has gone through the electrolysis process, it's been ionized, and the molecules have been restructured, meaning they're actually very, very small for superior hydration. And as you see here, I pour a little bit into the cup, and voila, I got instant green tea. Now, a lot of times when people say that, they say, hey, the tea bag was already wet. But don't worry, I'm actually going to do the same thing over again. I'm going to take the same green tea bag, and then I'm going to use Voss again, and we're going to see if we can get the same results. Unfortunately, we're not. Molecules are too large in this water. The clusters are too large. It will not penetrate the tea bag, so therefore it's not going to be able to penetrate your cells. Now watch what happens. I take the same tea bag again, and I'm going to put it right here in this glass, and I'm going to use Kangen water. And as you see here, I get immediate green tea. Now let's talk about immediate hydration at the cellular level. Keeps your body hydrated, keeps your body looking young, and that's what our body needs.
Okay, so you guys saw the machine solve problem number 1, problem number 2, problem number 3, and problem number 4. The last one is plastic water bottles are destroying our planet. Since it's cheaper to throw the plastic water bottles away instead of recycling, what happens is they end up in the ocean. A giant vortex causes the plastic to migrate to a spot just north of Hawaii, and it's formed a plastic island the size of Texas. They call it the Great Garbage Patch. I was blown away when I saw this. So not only is bottled water full of contaminants and acidic, but it's destroying our planet. According to the Container Recycling Institute, 57 billion plastic water bottles end up in the ocean every year. OceanCrusaders.org reported over 1 million marine animals die every year from plastic. The solution to this problem is getting your Kangen water machine so you can avoid buying bottled water. You just fill up a reusable water bottle every day, and it's definitely eco-friendly. You'll never have to buy bottled water ever again. So let's recap. The machine solves problem number 1 by alkalizing the water through a process called electrolysis. Its double carbon antibacterial filter removes over 10 harmful contaminants, making clean, safe drinking water. The strong 11.5 pH Kangen water actually removes the pesticides from your produce. The microclustered water is going to absorb into your cells and organs, so you'll be properly hydrated. And we can stop buying bottled water and stop polluting the oceans. And there's a lot of people drinking this water. For over 4 decades, Enagic has distributed hundreds of thousands of Kangen water machines in more than 20 countries across the globe. We're part of a Facebook community with over 14,000 people that all have these machines in their home. So we asked them, why did you buy your machine? Here's what some of them said. Alkalize my body and kill free radicals. Saving money in the long run without having to buy bottled water. The demonstration blew me away. Help reduce plastic waste, stop wasting money on bottled water, and help my dad with his cancer/chemo journey. Kangen water is used by celebrities, athletes, and doctors around the world. Take a look at the people on this iPhone. Trump, Obama, Tiger Woods, Bill Gates, Brad Pitt, J-Lo, Oprah, and hundreds of other celebrities and pro athletes drink this water every single day, including 5-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady. He has the SD501 Platinum at home. Bill Gates bought not just 1, but 46 Kangen water machines and spoke at the 2012 Enagic International Convention in Anaheim, California. And these machines are heavy duty and last 30 plus years, much longer than any vehicle you can find on the road today. I want you to think about it like this. How old will you be in 30 years? Imagine your Kangen machine still running. So I have a question. If all this machine did was just make alkalized water for your family for the next 3 decades, what is that worth to you? And if all this machine did was just remove harmful contaminants and pesticides from your water and food, what is that worth to you? And if all this machine did was just save you or a family member a trip to the hospital one day, what is that worth to you? For a lot of people, that can be priceless. I know so many people who've told me that they would pay $15,000 for their machine without hesitation, and they said $10,000 would be even better. The good news is, it's not even close to that. You can get an Enagic Kangen water machine shipped to your door this week for only $59.80, with some other models costing as low as $39.80. These machines are heavy-duty, high-end kitchen appliances. They're almost 14 pounds. They're not cheap, lightweight plastic like other filters. So some of you might be thinking, that's a lot of money. Want to know what's a lot of money? Bottled water long-term. If you buy the 24 packs from the store, the annual cost for a family of 4 is anywhere between $1,800 to $2,200. Over 15 years, that's $27,000 to $34,000. And if you want to have your family drink smart water for the next 15 years, that's over $50,000. If you do the math, your machine will actually pay for itself in only a couple of years. We know a lot of people don't have the money in their bank account today to get a machine, but we have some good news. Enagic has the best in-house financing program that we've ever seen. They don't go through any banks, they finance the machines themselves. There's no credit check, you don't have to apply, everyone is approved, and they only require about 10% down, and there's no interest throughout the entire term. On the SD501 Super, the down payment is only $700. The K8 is $660. The SD501 Platinum is $680 down. And get this, the SD501 is only $380 down today. And like I said, everyone is automatically approved for Enagic's in-house financing, and they don't pull your credit at all. So you can get a machine shipped to your home today. Now please note that depending on the state that you live in, there may be some additional sales tax and shipping. For example, I live in Michigan, and the sales tax on the SD501 is about $240. But in states like New Hampshire, Oregon, Delaware, and a few others, there's no additional sales tax at all. So how is Enagic able to do this? They've been in business for 42 years. They have an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Each machine is individually assembled and hand inspected. There's no moving parts and no leaks, and a 5-year warranty. We want to help you change your water and change your life. Talk to one of our hydration specialists today to get your machine. Right below this video, you can simply pick a time that works for you, type in your name, phone number, and an email. That way we can send you a confirmation. Here's what you can expect. Just a quick phone call with someone on our team. We'll help match you up with the perfect machine for you or your family. We'll walk you through simple step-by-step ordering, whether you're paying in full or financing a machine for as little as $380 down. And your machine will arrive via UPS ready to go in 5 to 7 business days. We know some of you are skeptical, but there's been people a lot smarter than us that know the importance of alkalizing your body. Along with Dr. Otto Henrik Warburg's studies, there's been countless authors that have written so many books about alkalized water and its health benefits. Alkalize or die. Alkalize and ionize for a healthy long life. The pH miracle. You're not sick, you're thirsty. And alkaline water and the effects of drinking it on the body are just a few. Now let's watch Skylar's testimonial. I promise that you guys are going to fall in love with this girl.
I named this presentation The Magic of Skywater because of what it did for my daughter. Many of you have asked what happened. Basically, my daughter Skylar was born back in May of 2009 with a severe case of gastroschisis. She was literally born inside out. That's Skylar, the day she was born. When this happened, we were just completely devastated, and we didn't know what to do, and so we just hung on for dear life. And here's a picture of Skylar literally hanging onto my finger. She was really tiny. At which point I had decided that I was going to step up to the plate, and I promised her that whatever it took I would do, and short of moving heaven and earth, if I could, I would. Here she was hooked up to all of the equipment. She went through 2 different colostomies and a resection. She was in the hospital for a year and a half, whole year, 2 weeks shy of her first birthday, actually. Then when she came home, she was on feeding tubes, feeding ports, and that's where it actually goes right straight through the stomach. And we would force feed her. To say that it was overwhelming was an understatement. We thought once we finally brought her home with 100 hours a week of home health care. It was unbelievable. Some of our trials had just begun. With acute dehydration syndrome, you can have a good day, and then the body just shuts down and it almost excretes water. And this is her just a few hours later after we had revived her at the hospital. Well, that happened, and I called Scottish Rite, and I was stunned when the emergency room doctors met me at the valet for the children's hospital and took her out of the car. At that moment, I knew this was a bad deal. Triage is the way that they rank mortality rates and who's got the worst wounds. Well, if you have an emergency room doctor taking your child out of the car, that's a really bad day. When that happened, I became a hydration expert by default. We tried waters, water filters, ionizers, nutrition, alkaline water machines, alkaline water ionizers. I have been through the gamut of them. I have personally owned and or used more than 8 different water machines. I ended up with heavy metal issues, corrosion, a lot of mold in my whole family, and that's where I became an opponent of alkaline water ionizers. To say that we were having a rough time with Skylar is a bit of an understatement. She was on force feed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. She had liquid stools constantly. Every morning was literally a nightmare. So it was a rough time for us. And then there was Amy and her SD501. It was kind of funny. She came into my office on October 12th and she's like, "Oh, you got to try our water. It's different." And as God would have it, fate would have it, whatever, Amy was laying on the table when we got the bad news about Skylar. Her test results had come back in and she had failure to thrive, anemia, blood in the stool, poor fat and protein metabolism. She was basically a failure to thrive. And Amy pipes up and says, "Dr. Michael, Skylar doesn't have to suffer because you're too stubborn to try the water. I'll give it to you for free." Not the thing to say to a parent who's tried as much as we had. I said, "Look, I'm done arguing with you this. Bring me your water. I'll give it to her. I'll cross my T's, I'll dot my I's. In 30 days when we run these tests, I'll prove to you that it doesn't work." So end of the day, I took it home, handed it to my wife and said, "Here's the water for Skylar. It's from Amy. Just let her try it." And I explained what was going on, and we didn't really have anything else to do or try because we had been doing everything else. There was nothing else left. There was no stone unturned. And within 4 short days, I was eating crow for breakfast and needed some water to wash it down. Amy had given us the water on a Thursday, and on Monday, the charts last 3 or 4 days. But in that 4 days, 80% of her symptoms were gone. The belly had softened up, the C. diff, the smell had started to dissipate, the cramping was gone, the bowel sounds were gone. In fact, in 10 days, I was shaving, and I heard her scream and say that there was a snake in the bathroom, and I went running. And it was her first solid bowel movement. She actually thought that a snake had crawled out of her belly. 6 months after that, we removed all the feeding ports, which was just mind-boggling. Why I personally feel the SD501 is the best, I tried 8 or more alkaline water ionizers. Bottom line is it worked for Skylar. Was it the water? Yeah, because it was the only thing left to try. The short answer is it produces 7 types of highly bioavailable water. It is already endorsed by thousands of hospitals and thousands of doctors and used in hospitals all over the world. The drinking water it creates has high levels of hydrogen, oxygen, and antioxidants. It can also be used for FDA-level disinfecting, cleaning, food prep, or cosmetic. Within 6 months, this was Skylar, a little ballerina. It's hard to believe that 6 months prior to these pictures, she was on feeding tubes. And there she is today. So why the water? Well, the difference between the healthiest person and the sickest person is basically broken down into 2 parts. Your muscles, ligaments, bone, organs, tissues, minerals, all these things add up to 28% of the patient, or the person. The other 72% of every person on the planet is just water. What we found out is not all water is equal. Skylar would say that Daddy kept his promise to move heaven and earth, and we've used this to try and help everybody else understand that they need to just give it a try. Bottom line is, it is the best machine that I have found. The only thing that I think may rival that is the Kangen 8, which has 8 plates. I've used it. It's phenomenal. We recommend it a lot.
Don't wait until something bad happens before you change your water. Once again, these machines are heavy-duty, high-end kitchen appliances that are built to last over 30 years. Don't wait, our schedules fill up fast. Lock in a spot with one of our hydration specialists today to get your machine. We're here to help you every step of the way and make sure that you can drink nice, clean, alkalized water for a long time. We'll talk to you soon.